So we begin to see the power of that. Now what I do with clients, and I'm going to do it with you, first I find out, that's a long process so we don't have time for that, but I find out what their question is. But if you have a question now, you don't have to ask it verbally, just keep it in your head right now. Okay? If you have a question, an important question about your life. And to write that question down. This is what I do with the client, so they write it down. And then I say to them to do the following. Now you can do it with me, or you can just stay with your eyes open as you are, it doesn't matter. But if you want to go through the process, you'll find it's very, very helpful. First we go through the body and make them aware of the body. Now the body has a very strong feeling. That feeling is called aliveness. The body is alive. There are miles and miles of arteries, blood coursing through them right now in your body. Yet we're not aware of it. It's all being done by what is. You see? By it. Our heart is beating. It's being done by it. Our brain is firing neurons as we listen to these words. Our breath is taken care of automatically. We're not doing it. It's all being done by it, whatever this it is, because it's a mystery. We know it's intelligent. You see? But as we begin to see this, this is the real. The real does all this. That which is reality, in other words. You see? As we begin to go through this process, we begin to grow in our trust of it. But we're not saying, I must trust. It just grows because we see this is all that there is. Now, as we go through this process, we'll find that every part of our body, for example, your hands right now, keep them as they are. Okay? Preferably on your thighs like this. Okay. Now, feel how alive the hands feel. For example, feel the warmth that comes to your fingertips as you focus on them. Feel that energy, that aliveness that you feel. And you can feel that aliveness in the entire body. It's a warmth. It's a warm energy. Because the moment the body dies, to let go, the spirit leaves it, in other words, the body grows cold immediately. Because it stops. You see? And immediately starts to decay and decompose. The body is always moving. Why? Because it's a moving energy. It's not as real as we think it is. If the body were to stop for one split second, it would disappear from sight. The reason we see the body is because of its aliveness. But the aliveness is held in by that consciousness. Now, you're aware of the body right now. Keep aware of it all the time. And listen to my words. You're aware of every function of your body. Okay? How alive it really is. Now let's move over to the mind. The mind is always conjecturing, always conceptualizing. You see? I wonder if I understand all this. I wonder if I'm going to learn trust, or maybe whatever. It's always coming up with something. I wonder what the question is that I need to ask. Or will I remember everything Burt is saying right now? Or the mind comes up with all kinds of things, and it's happening like that. It's very, very fast. Okay, be aware now of what the mind is doing all the time. Just be aware. So many thoughts go through the mind. If you were to be aware of your thoughts, believe me, the first thing you'll say is, I never knew my mind was so busy. It's thinking all the time, because that's its nature, and it can never stop. Now, so you're aware of the mind, and you're aware of the body. Now we come to the most important part that will answer your question. Okay, and I'd like to ask you this. Okay, who is aware of the body and the mind? Who is that which was aware when I asked you be aware of the aliveness? Now be aware of what the mind was saying. And you're aware of thought. Who is that which was aware? What is that? Can I ask anyone?
Consciousness.
And what is consciousness?
It.
It. Stick with that, okay? Stick with that. But answer from your heart, okay? Answer from what you know, okay? What do you feel? What do you feel is awareness? Who was being aware? What is this awareness? Where did it come from? Who's being aware?
It was. It's like being seen through, but yet.
That's beautiful. Stick with that. It is being seen through, but yet it is everything, isn't it? Okay. What about you? What do you think? Who's being aware?
I just think of myself being aware.
And who is myself?
My conscience.
Your consciousness.
Conscious.
And what is consciousness? I ask again.
Something I'm thinking about. I think.
Okay. What makes you aware that you think?
Because I have things to think about. So
What's that?
I have things that I want to give thought to, so I'm thinking.
So you're aware that you're thinking.
I'm aware that.
But who is that aware that you're thinking?
Oh yeah, that's your consciousness. I don't know. I don't know
You don't know.
No.
Okay. No, that's good. You stick with that. Be aware that you really don't know. Okay? This is very, very good. Like I had a client, woman, and I asked her, and I said, now who is aware of the body-mind? And she was silent for a while, but she was in the state because her eyes were closed as we went through this process. And then she said it in such a way that touched me. And she said, silence. And I said, okay, now let silence answer the question you asked me. You see, let it, because you said it, let it answer the question that you might have raised if you did. You see? Now, you said you don't know, okay, which is valid. Most people don't know what it is. Nobody knows, actually. We're just using words. We don't know. So therefore what you do is, I don't know. Therefore, no matter what the question is, it's invalid at this point because the question was arisen because I think I knew who I am. That's why I raised the question. But now if I don't know who I really am, because I don't know the awareness that keeps me alive, because awareness is everything, right? It is what keeps the body feeling alive and the mind thinking. This it. But if I don't know what this it is, and most people don't, therefore I don't know who I am. And if I don't know who I am, then the question that I've asked is coming from an illusory point of view. Are you with me so far?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So whatever we come up with, and it's all valid, whatever you say is valid, but you're looking at what is real. And that's beautiful when you said it. And it's beautiful the way you put it. You're always so original. You see? But as you go into what is real, you go into it, into that feeling. You see? You let that feeling, that inner guidance, that Holy Spirit, that's what it is, to answer your question. And you cannot answer it with your mind because your mind plays tricks. You let it answer your question while in that state, and you'll find all the questions are answered that way. You see? And it's fantastic. And so far that I've applied it to quite a few clients, all of them, they come in and they write down the question. I'm having problems with my husband, or I'm having this kind of problem, or I'm having this fear, or I'm afraid of the future, what might happen. And then they go into that state, they relax completely, and then I say, let this that they've said it is, from their inner knowing, let it answer the question. And they find that the questions have been answered by them. And when they leave, there's a glow in their face. I never realized that this inner guide is so intelligent, so wise, because it is. You see? So we are the sky, you are the sun. You see, you are that brightness. It doesn't matter how many clouds form. There's nothing wrong. No matter what, the real is always there. Always. So no matter what fear is attacking you, no matter what illness is attacking you, no matter what problems you have, it is always there. And if you see it from that perspective, you will find that it will resolve practically itself.